This is a game that I recorded to show off Astral Communion, which is one of the new Grand Tournament cards. It's very cool. It's 4 mana, which it's a Druid card, and in a Druid, of course, you have Innervate, so you can get it out a little sooner. And it makes you discard your hand, and it gives you 10 mana crystals. So then you're top decking, but you can cast anything that you have because you've got 10 mana. And with a coin and an Innervate, you can actually cast it the first turn. And I could have cast it on the second turn in this game because I do have an Innervate and the Ancestral Communion or the Astral Communion, but I don't want to do it in this game because I can also ramp out Nexus Champion Sarad, who has an Inspire effect that adds a random spell to my hand. So that's, I think, is a really good value. And I have Justicar Trueheart, who gives me an improved hero power. So I know what I'm up against. I know it's a warrior, and it's either a control warrior or a Grim Patron warrior. And I've decided, instead of discarding these 3 legendary cards that are all very useful and trusting my top deck in exchange for having 10 mana, I've decided to go with my cards. So uh, I'm not going to be playing Astral Communion in this game, but you are going to see some cool Grand Tournament cards because here's Nexus Champion Sarad. And I'm going to use my Innervate to hero power to give myself a random spell. So I've got a Shield Slam, and that's a good thing to get, and I'm very lucky that I got a Shield Slam on a Druid because I have armor to use with it. Sometimes you can get something like Sacrificial Pact, and you're not against a Warlock playing Demons, so you have no use for it at all, or something terrible like Demon Fuse. He's decided to use his Death's Bite, and since that's not enough to kill it, he's got to use his Inner Rage as well, which takes it away from his combo later. And that gets rid of Nexus Champion Sarad, but he gave me a card, and he cost him a card and a half. Of course, he wants that weapon primed so that he can use it in his combo, so that half card maybe isn't worth all that. Now I've cast Justicar Trueheart, who is 6/3 for 6, which is a pretty bad body for that cost. But her battle cry is that she buffs your hero power. Whatever class you are, you get a better version of your hero power. In this case, she takes the Druid's standard hero power, which is 1 armor and 1 damage this turn, and just doubles it. So you get 2 armor and 2 damage this turn, which is really nice for that Shield Slam that I got from Nexus Champion Sarad. So he thinks his Emperor Thaurissan's going to get 2 turns because he's got it behind that taunt. But I got Shield Slam, so there goes the taunt. And then I'm going to trade Justicar Trueheart's lousy 6/3 for 6 mana body into his Emperor Thaurissan and kill it. And I got pretty good value, and now I have a better hero power, and I got rid of his Emperor. And he is playing Grim Patron Warrior, and you can see he only had 5 cards in his hand for his Emperor turn. So he's not going to be able to get a huge version of his combo off. So that's in my favor. And now you can see I had a Wild Growth earlier, so I am up to 8 mana. I've got an Ancient of War in my hand, but I know he's probably got an Execute, and so I don't want to let him kill that yet. So I got to Keeper of the Grove, and I don't want him to draw all of his combo cards, so I'm silencing his Acolyte of Pain so that I can shut down his card draw. And I'm using my hero power to hit him in the face and keep him from building up armor. He may have some Shield Slams in his hand, and I don't want him building up enough armor to take out some of my bigger cards. Plus, I got the extra mana. I'm just going to hit him in the face. So now I got the Aspirin out. The Aspirin is a cool new Grand Tournament card. It's a rare Druid card that gives you a mana crystal when it comes into play and destroys a mana crystal when it dies. So for as long as it's alive, you have an extra mana crystal, which means that it's a 2/3 that your opponent is going to want to kill with prejudice, or else bad stuff is going to happen in a Druid ramp deck. As you can see, Astral Communion is still sitting in my hand because there's nothing I can do with it if I don't want to use it early. It's a dead draw after turn 3 or 4. You want to use it as early as possible to have the mana advantage for as long as you can without discarding any cards. And I am playing my second Darnassus Aspirant. I don't really care at this point about the mana that it costs me if it dies, because since I've got 10, when he kills it, it'll destroy my mana crystal, and then I'll just get another mana crystal at the start of my next turn. So it doesn't slow me down at all. I've decided that I'm going to use my hero power to hit his Acolyte of Pain this turn so that he can only get a maximum of 2 cards out of it because I hit it for 2. And that'll protect me a little bit from his card draw because he could have used an Inner Rage and drawn a card. And he could have used a Whirlwind and drawn a card. And I don't want to mess with that. I want to slow down his Grim Patron combo for as long as I can. He's decided to get his other card by hitting my Darnassus Aspirant. And now he's thinking about what to do about this board. I don't want to use my Ancient of War just yet because I know as soon as it comes out, it's going to get executed. So, but I can clear his little minions off the board right now. All he's got is that silenced Acolyte of Pain. He got no cards from that one because I silenced it as soon as it came out. He got 2 cards from the other one. So basically, he just broke even on 2 Acolytes of Pain. And he has drawn a card from Battle Rage, and he's drawn a card from a Slam. But I've really done a pretty good job of slowing down his ability to draw through his deck to amass all of his combo engines in his hand. But the game's dragging on. This is not a fast deck, and he's got a lot of things that can shut down big minions like the ones I got because he's got Shield Slams that I've been preventing him from using, and he's got Executes. But now I don't have any better option than just to play my taunt onto the board, even though I know it's probably going to die. And then I'm going to hit him, and then I'm going to give myself a little more armor and hit him again. And now he's got a handful of cards. I know he's getting pretty close to his combo, but I've got 40 mana, or 40 health, and I know that he only had 5 cards for his Emperor Thoris in turn. So I've got a good shot at him not doing a giant combo that can take out all of my health in one turn. So I'll have time to respond to him, and I can do some Kel'Thuzad stuff or maybe a Sylvanas thing, depending on what he's got. Right now, he's trying to decide what to do about my Ancient of War. He's waiting for the rope. And of course, I know he's got a way to kill it because he's thinking about it, but he decides not to do it. And so now I'm going to put Ysera on the board because I know he can only kill one of them, and I'm going to destroy all of his armor. I know he can't like combo and hero power or shield block, so I'm pretty safe from Shield Slam. But I'm not going to be safe from Execute. And of course, here it comes. Here's the big Grim Patron combo. What he doesn't know is Ysera gives you a dream card every turn. She's got her own little collection of cards that she can give you each turn at the end of the turn that she's alive. And the one that I got is Ysera's Revenge, which is 2 mana, and it deals 5 damage to everything on the board. So once he gets done having his little patron festival, which I know because he only had 5 cards, is not going to be big enough to take me all the way out. I'm going to be able to clear his board. So you can see he's blowing up that Frothing Berserker. The patrons and the Berserker all have taunt. He used an Execute on my Ancient of War. So every time he deals damage, the Frothing Berserker is going to get more attack. And every time any minion takes damage, that gets more attack. So he's going to build that up to huge. He's Whirlwinded. He's Inner Raged one of his patrons. He's set off his weapon. And so he's multiplied the patron into 4 patrons. And he's got a 12-3 Frothing Berserker. All I've got on the board is Ysera, and he thinks he's got the game won. But I've got Ysera's Revenge. So I probably could have also BGH'd his Berserker, killed the Warsong Commander, and then used my my Cenarius and probably beat him that way. But either way, he's not happy. Look at him. He's just raging. And this is a very happy ending for somebody using the cheesiest deck in the metagame and getting it handed to him by Ysera and the Ramp Druid. I wouldn't say it's necessarily an underdog. It hasn't been a part of the meta lately because it's a little bit slow and sometimes unreliable. But Astral Communion is a powerful new tool in that kit, and so we may see Astral Communion ramp lists showing up on the ladder a little bit more. I haven't actually played against another one. Uh, when I used Astral Communion, I was surprised because by the effect, and I didn't use it until 2 days after the set came out because I didn't think it was going to be a good card. But he's real unhappy. You can see him just ranting at me. I've actually never seen anybody rage that much in a Hearthstone